Hi Gemini, this is your July 2023 reading using the tarot. I've already been meditating and shuffling these cards up, so I think we're probably ready to just get straight into it. I'm going to link a exclusive love and relationship reading down below in the description box. If that appeals to you, check it out. Without further ado, let's get into your July reading. First card out, the Three of Cups. So it's a bit of a party for you this month. Time off work, enjoying yourself, socializing, nice buzzing atmosphere around you. And the Ten of Cups, a lot of emotional fulfillment, happiness, family, good times. Okay, now we're getting pretty serious. We have the Death card as our first major arcana card, the King of Swords. What else have we got? Four of Coins. We also have the King of Wands and the Ten of Wands. Page of Wands, very fiery energy as we approach Leo season. The Leo planets sextiling your Gemini planets. So we've got Venus and Mercury in Leo now, and they're making a sextile to your planets in Gemini. And the Sun is going to move into Leo on the 22nd of the month. And you know what? A sextile is good. So anything you have in Gemini, be it your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, Eight of Cups, anything else, they're getting a nice opportune aspect from all of the planets that are moving through Leo. And we're finishing out this reading with the Chariot card. Let's get right to it. At the bottom of the deck, we had the Five of Wands in reverse and the Six of Swords. We also had your energy, the Lovers card. Okay, so if this is you right now, Gemini, I see you leaving conflict behind you. This Five of Wands, the scene of tension, strife, even rivalry and competition is reversing, so it tells me that things are cooling off. It tells me that a situation that had been contentious, tricky, full of tension, there was probably passive aggression there and just like a lack of good, healthy communication. I think, Gemini, you weren't getting what you wanted and you've realized that there's little you can do about it. You've been direct, you've said what you needed to say, and now the most healthy thing you can do for your mind, body, soul, like this Six of Swords, is accept the transitional nature of this situation. Let it go, move on, leave the past in the past and start fresh. And that's going to be something that's going to keep you feeling creative, ambitious, motivated and focused. Okay, so the Three of Cups. This would tell me that July so far has been quite a positive month. So you've been seeing friends, family, you've been socializing. Like I said, you may have had more downtime, more time for leisure, time off work, just time to kind of do the fun things in life, you know, catch up with people and spend your day a little bit more in an easeful manner, I think. Parties, celebrations, friends together, dance floors, music, festivities, they could have all been things that you've been focused on. On an emotional level, I feel like you've had really good people around you. The Ten of Cups, a beautiful family scene here, and the Three of Cups is often to me a card of emotional support systems. It can be brothers, sisters, friends, family, and then of course the Ten of Cups. This is everything you want and more. It's typically, you know, whether or not this image is what you want, it's very traditional, but it is depicting the energy of you sort of happily ever after scene, regardless of what the image here is. I mean, there's a pet, there's children, there's a family, there's flowers, there's a garden. It is somewhat idyllic at least in a traditional way. But regardless of what that image looks like, and if that's not your cup of tea, that's fine. The Ten of Cups is still denoting that it's happiness all around you this month, radiating happiness. And when you're on that, I think it's the second universal law of nature is the law of vibration. And you'll hear people say, I don't get good vibes, I'm getting good vibes or bad vibes from this person. That's very real, isn't it? Like everything emits a vibration. That's just a scientific fact. And when we're in the Ten of Cups vibration, we're in peace, happiness, ease, flow, abundance, and gratefulness. And for that frequency to be in, it's so amazing because then one of the other laws of the natural laws of the universe is the law of attraction. Like begets like, so you're having experiences that match that frequency. And you know, good times, good people, happiness, creativity, emotional fulfillment, and just connection. Like I see a lot of color in your world. I see a lot of sunshine, metaphorically speaking even. Now, things do get serious for you. There is a big change, the Death card. There is a period of evolution that you're undergoing at the moment. Your title might be changing, you're leveling up or changing roles, and this is entering a new phase of your life overall, Gemini, and I think some of you don't feel quite ready for it. That's the ego, because the major arcana cards, what else have we got here that's major arcana? Just one more, the Chariot card. Leveling up. These cards really match each other. This is the last card of the reading, where you're headed overall, what July is bringing you towards, into August and beyond. And this is the thing that's on your mind. And they suit each other. They're both water energies, Scorpio and Cancer, so they're already in harmony. It's just that with this massive change in your world, it would only be the ego that's telling you you're not ready, because like I said, the major arcana cards, or like I was going to say before I digressed, was that this is soul growth, soul readiness. The Chariot card is that nudge from within that you've been ready to progress to this level and you're going to have success. The Death card is when the soul knows that a old way of life is expiring, so that a overall new essence of you can emerge. You're going to be becoming somebody else to somebody. You're going to be seen in a different way now. You're going to have a new set of responsibilities, a new set of priorities. And that's what I think there's a little bit of resistance about in your life at this time, because overall the season of change is upon you. The King of Swords. In the subconscious mind, whether it's from this lifetime or another lifetime, has already gained so much experience around this level of mastery. The kings in tarot are the external manifestation of the element in the most kind of like high form, like it's the most masterful, it's the most advanced and experienced. So the King of Swords, the swords are our mental processes, but there also are actions as a result of what's happening in the mind. So from this lifetime or another lifetime, you've already evolved to a level of mastery and understanding and awareness. You are capable, Gemini, is what the subconscious mind is telling you. You're already at a point in your life where you will be a dab hand at this. This is going to come very naturally to you. Even if it didn't happen in this lifetime, dare I say the subconscious mind remembers any lifetime we've ever had. And even if it was this lifetime, think back to a time where you took on responsibility, you excelled, you were in a position of leadership, you were inspiring others by your kind of calm presence, your capabilities, your sort of sense of like, I've got this. You kind of were able to assure people that things were going to work out okay. And it's, you know, nice to see another king in the reading, the King of Wands. This is you advancing more so in your career, I believe, your creative goals, advancing in your reputation, your visibility, your status, levels of respect. I mean, both are very respected characters here. And to see two kings in the reading would tell me that you're entering or already in, or July is, a period of mastery for you, advancement, settling into your upgraded role, the readiness to be seen in a different way. I feel like you're going to become something else to somebody, becoming a parent, becoming a grandparent, becoming a boss, becoming a mentor, becoming an ally. It's some sort of a role that's shifting, and it could be a manager, it could be you could be getting married. Your role is changing, and there is a little bit of fear in your world. It's on an egoic level. It's just something that you're going to have to push past, and I think how you're going to do that is a couple of things. The highest self has a little bit of advice with the Ten of Wands, we'll get to that. But I think it's to remember that you've got this, and this would not be presenting to you at this time on your soul's journey if you were not ready. The universe doesn't trick around like that. We trick around like that. Our brains make these storylines up, you know, that's all it is. And we set up our limiting beliefs and set up obstacles for ourselves. Okay, so the only kind of, I would say, money card, I've got good indicators for career advancement, for artistic development, for hobbies becoming something more, from monetizing hobbies, from monetizing your passions. I have all that, but that might take some time. The only like actual money card I'm seeing right now is the Four of Coins. It's in the past position. A couple of things. Recently, money might have been tight. Okay, you've taken some time off, you've been enjoying yourself, you've been having fun, you've been creating, you've been making memories, you've been taking it a little bit more easy. So that's great, you know, there's a time for that. So as a result, you may just be feeling that pinch a little bit in the pocket, okay? Because you're stepping into a King of Wands energy, but before the month is out, this is the card for Leo. So like I said, the Sun enters Leo on the 22nd, Venus stations retrograde in Leo on the 22nd, and this will be a time where you're focusing more effort towards your career advancement, getting back on track, accumulation, putting yourself out there more, getting noticed, being seen. So just, I think, relax, hold tight till then. You may not be feeling as flush as you were before, but you can see that everything that's coming through from you is, you know, it's in your horizon basically. You don't have to wait too much longer. So you're not in dire straits at all. The Four of Coins is comfortable. They probably feel like they could do with a little more. There can be a somewhat of a want with the Four of Coins, like a want for more. Like this person has a lock on their keychain here around their neck. They're holding that very close to themselves. They're ready to close that box down. They really want to safe keep this and just guard what they have. So that could be the mentality you have around money, like saving, being more frugal. Look, there's nothing wrong with that, especially since you've been living the high life recently or having more downtime. Like I said, it might be only natural for you to be aware of your bank balance, not as much coming in as there is going out, but it is in a past energy, so I like that because it means that I think things can only go up from here on out for you in terms of finances. Other than that, you've made some investments recently that have not paid off yet, but there's nothing here to say that they won't. It's still just a waiting game on that, and a kind of hold tight and keep watch. That's what I would say about that. Okay, so the King of Wands, basically. Let me talk about some of the signs that I'm seeing here at the moment. Well, of course, I'm seeing a Pisces right now. I feel like there are some expectations or some strain around a Pisces in your life at this time. It's like this is somebody you love very dearly, but there's also a imbalance, or it could have been this conflict that's kind of being left in the past, like in calming down. That could be what that is all about. It also could be a Sagittarius. I'm seeing the sign of Sagittarius and Leo here too. Where there's just like a lot of love there, but there's also like a frustration on your part, or perhaps, dare I say, Gemini, you're taking things very personally, and maybe you don't need to. So the King of Wands, you are stepping into a little bit more visibility as the month progresses. Say from around the 22nd, 23rd to the end of the month, you're in a period of, okay, your work is very good. Your creations are stepping up. The hobby that you're interested in could be something much more. You're in a position of being noticed by people that you respect. You're being respected, you're being seen. People really think, they're holding you in high esteem, and they want to be around you. They kind of want you to notice them, actually, Gemini. They want you to see them, and they're kind of like, they're eager for your approval, and that's great. You're obviously being very aspirational. You're inspiring others. Obviously you're not going to let it go to your head, but it's a nice position to be in. You're obviously doing something right for for yourself to be in that position and people gravitating towards you. So the 10 of Wands, okay, so the higher self is saying to you, there is a change brewing in your life. Your role is changing and you're going to be stepping into something that, you know, it has been a while coming now. It was always going to happen for you. I believe this was kind of written for you in a sense. And the 10 of Wands is telling you, like, you could take on so much, right? When this happens, you could think you have to do everything. That's not what this role shift is all about. That's not what this change is all about. It's not like this big test for you, but you kind of tend, I think, to make things harder than they are around this. And that's what the higher self is saying. You're making it harder than it needs to be. The frequency, vibration, if you want to call it, of acceptance is much easier rather than any force, any flogging of a dead horse, any trying to bend people to your will. Having high standards is something that's important, but having expectations, it's not always a good thing, especially in relationships, right? That can be quite draining, and the pressure of all of this. You know, you could be putting a lot of pressure on people and they resist and they pull back and they shut down, and you kind of take it very personally then. And it's like the 10 of Wands can also always be like a kind of cycle that's always being pushed to its limit, and sometimes that will create resistance in other people and then distance, and that's probably not what you're going for. So don't make this harder than it needs to be. Don't put pressure on other people. Have a look at whether or not you have expectations of others. That's not going to be healthy. Standards, of course, absolutely. Boundaries, of course, yes, we love that. The other thing is that, you know, you may be under pressure. The highest self may be cautioning for you not to have to think that because this change is happening in your life, and because you are, of course, stepping into all this king energy, which is advanced, which is masterful, which is a authoritative leadership role. It is something that is a level up for you, but delegate, you know. The 10 of Wands is a card to remind you just to share the load here. It doesn't always have to be all on you. We're going to lose a lot of your not just your energy, of course, but what you are, why you're doing this, like why you've been leveled up, why you've been called, is because of something that you're able to do, maybe that other people are not. Your experience, your work ethic, your level of compassion, understanding, your consciousness, you know, what you're aware of, your level of awakening and spirituality. If you are to put too much pressure on yourself or others, you're going to just lose a little bit of that essence, and then what's the point? So the Page of Wands in your environment, okay, so it is still continuing to be quite fun, a little bit frisky, I think, for the rest of the month. Like, you're kind of enjoying yourself. I see good weather. I see, like, this Page of Wands is kind of like a little bit of a smirk. I feel like they might be up to no good, a little bit of mischief even. So that's very you, Gemini. It's kind of like a trickster energy where it's youthful, it's free-spirited. I think it continues to be carefree. I think everyone around you in your environment is adding to this like free-spirited, easy come, easy go energy, and I think you are encouraged to tap into that, because that's what you want to avoid. The 10 of Wands, I mean, you've been having a great time, long may it last. Maybe it's just about finding the balance between being free-spirited and also knowing that you're entering a phase of your life where the role that you're stepping into is going to be one of you showing your strengths and your experience more. But that doesn't mean you can't have a good time. Also, in terms of your creativity, hobbies, interests, passions, the people that are in your environment seem to support or share or uplift these or encourage them. So that's great. This is also like one of those universal laws of perhaps the law of vibration, perhaps the law of attraction. You're just noticing that everything around you supports the sort of frequency you're on. So you kind of get that you're in a good, right place for this, and you're not meeting a lot of force or opposition in your environment. I think it's like, if you're an artist, surround yourself with artists. If you are into finance, surround yourself with the finance people. That just makes sense. The 8 of Cups, this is in your fears position or your hope. I see it a little bit more as a fear we'll talk about it as a fear and a hope, I guess. I'm initially seeing fear because I feel like it's linked to the death card. We have Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer here, the watery energies, which is an emotional energy, right? So it's not like you don't feel like you're ready for this change in terms of your, right, that's what it is. It doesn't seem like I'm not ready for this because I don't know what to do, or I won't be good at this. It's more like it's an emotional situation. You're like, oh, I don't want to lose this person. It's moving too fast. I'm not ready for this. Like, are things going to change in our relationship? Are things, am I losing them? It's like, oh, they grow up so fast kind of energy. So it could be something a little bit about that. The emotional nature of this change is what's holding you back, rather than any like imposter syndrome or doubt, I think. It could be imposter syndrome, it could be doubt. They're very normal when a change is brewing. But I feel like this runs a little bit deeper and it's a bit more personal. The Eight of Cups. You are on a soul-searching mission. Things are changing in your world. And this means that there is an end of an era taking place as you step into the new role. But notice that this person is stepping upwards. They're not regressing. They're not spiraling down. They are ascending. And it's a big step. It's a change. And it's ultimately leading towards more happiness. And you might be thinking, oh no, I couldn't be any happier. I'm in 10 of Cups. Like, do I have to go back to the 8 of Cups? It's just going to be another level of emotional fulfillment. It's just going to be another layer to the depth of your soul, basically. And that can be daunting, sure. As a hope, you just hope that you're on the track to find something that's deeply fulfilling at this time. The Chariot card. It's going to be successful. You're going to be good at it. You're going to be great. The Chariot card is this inner knowing, and this is our other major arcana card. So this is the soul growth. It wouldn't be appearing. The Chariot card does not show up unless we were ready, because the Chariot card is about incubation. It's about nurturing. It's about heeding the inner call to drive forward and advance like these white horses. The wave is representing the power behind this, the force, the inevitability of it anyway, so you may as well ride the wave instead of getting barreled under. It's Cancer season after all. We're either in the riptide barrel wave, like metaphorically drowning under the intensity of this emotion, or we're riding the wave and we are taking it in our stride, knowing that when we get back on the shore and onto our feet, we will have, overcome a lot of the intensity and the intense emotions associated with this. But the Chariot card represents victory, taking the lead, harnessing the force and power behind you, harnessing the inner self. It's about self-love. It's basically about the soul. Like the Ace of Cups is like our most soulful minor arcana card. I know these are all soul growth cards, the major arcanas, but if I had to pick one soulful forward minor, it would be the Eight of Cups. So to me, this is just like, you're ready for this. There's no two ways about it. The soul knows, and it's just, it's a bit about an ego death now. Okay, Gemini, I've linked the love and relationship reading for you down below. So if this sounds like it's about a romantic relationship or other sort of important one-to-one relationship, click the link down below. Or if you're interested in that, check it out. If this is all you're sticking around for, I really thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Consider subscribing to help me grow this channel, and even like or comment. I think that helps with the algorithm. I don't really know, so I've heard. I think people just say that, maybe.